Women's superpower is their intuition. Men know that, which is why they try to always override it. Because intuition is literally just like our parent self, the wise voice deep down within us that's usually pretty quiet. It's the voice that protects us from all kinds of nonsense. A lot of that involving men. As someone who has traveled solo for a couple decades, slept in a truck for like 5 years, slept outside by myself in the middle of nowhere, and traveled to a lot of countries by myself too for like months. And even joined protests against capitalism where I got gassed in places like Chile. What I ended up doing was learning how to trust my intuition really well because I had no choice. When you travel alone as a woman or a femme, you are a target. And I'm sure as a white woman, I'm way safer than a Black, Indigenous, or other woman of color. But as a woman in general, you never feel safe because there are predators everywhere. And so you have to learn how to trust your intuition and know who to trust. And your intuition is what you depend on, especially when you're really vulnerable, like when you're traveling. I feel like I have an advantage over a lot of other women because I trust my intuition so much, because I went to like the intuition gym, Not only that in terms of travel, but also as like a wilderness guide. Like when I was a raft guide, that's me with the visor, whether it was with clients or here, like with some friends. When you do dangerous stuff in the wilderness, on some level, your intuition and experience is all you have. And then as a climber, you have to take a lot of calculated risks. So knowing when to do a climb and when to like check your ego and be like, you know what? I don't feel safe on this climb. I'm not going to do it. As much as I would love to feel proud of myself, I'm not going to do it. So despite being like a kind of reckless person from, an outsider's perspective, and absolutely from my mom's perspective. My poor mom. Can you imagine being my mom? But when you're in situations that are really dangerous, you always have to trust your gut. So like if you see clouds moving in and you have no way of knowing if it's going to storm or not, if it just feels wrong, you bail. Same thing when I was a mountain guide in the mountains. Not only is my intuition what keeps me alive, it is these people are trusting me to keep them alive. And yet, despite how much I absolutely trust my intuition when it comes to climbing, outdoor sports, traveling, and even my creative life, because all of my creative decisions that I've trusted my intuition on have always paid off. Always. The one thing that has been the biggest danger to myself and anyone who loves me is me listening to men, me trusting men over my own intuition. Women have to rely on our intuition. It's our superpower. Don't ever let a man veto it.